This past week has been a bit of a struggle. So I accidentally fell out of ketosis, and pretty much immediately the next day, my mental health started to tank. And instead of getting back on plan to feel better, I, for whatever reason, kept making decisions that made me feel worse. So today, like many other times in the past, we are going to steer this ship back on course. And we're not going to be doing it in this crazy overcorrecting type way. We're going to be doing it in a very non-overwhelming, manageable type way. As to not trigger something that rhymes with hinge, which we cannot say on the YouTubes for whatever reason, but bad. No, don't talk about you being a normal person and having problems. Not on YouTube. That slight rant aside, I feel like the first order of business is to get the fast food smell out of my car. So, car wash? McDonald's for me is definitely the canary in the coal mine because I reach for it when I am headed in a direction I do not want to go. And don't take this as me saying that fast food is evil and you should never consume it. Have whatever you want in moderation. But for me personally, especially because I don't really enjoy the taste of McDonald's in general, and then when I do get it, it's tied to feelings of hopelessness and despair, it's a pretty strong sign that consuming it isn't me indulging in a craving, it's instead me self-sabotaging. So we have just been cleansed, both literally and metaphorically. My car is feeling pretty spiffy right now, except for it will never be fully clean because there's just dog hair that will not unentangle itself from the fibers of the back seat and a bird poo on the hood of my car that is just holding on for life. But I digress. We're currently sitting out in front of the grocery store because the only thing in my fridge right now is condiments. We've exhausted my food cube supply when I was doing that dinosaur build because I was so focused on that. I didn't really cook that much. So the food cubes came in clutch, but the thing about them is if you don't replenish them, they're not there to come and clutch the next time. So I need to pop into this store real fast and get some stuff at least for dinner today so I can cook at home. But before we do that, did you know that May is Mental Health Awareness Month? So it's the perfect time to start prioritizing your own mental well-being. It's a big reminder that you don't have to go through anything alone, and with our sponsor BetterHelp, there's always someone with you, someone who's trained to listen. I know for me this past week especially, I have been really grateful for my therapist. After finishing my last big project, all of these feelings of dread and stress and burnout, along with grief, just started to really hit me, and I think I was using work as a distraction, and once that project was over, everything kind of just surfaced, and I think that also contributed to me sinking into that feeling, and then once getting out of ketosis, I just kind of wallowed there for a while. But I had a therapy session yesterday, and it was just really refreshing to be able to have a space to unpack everything that I was feeling, and to just have someone with me to help navigate, and to also remind me to be kind to myself and not overcorrect. BetterHelp makes therapy accessible wherever you are, whether online or through the app. And getting started is easy. You just take a quiz and then you're matched with a licensed therapist quickly. And if you find that your match isn't the right fit, it is free and easy to switch at any time. But 82% of clients do recommend their therapist. So if you're interested, click that link in my description or go to betterhelp.com/Beatrice to get 10% off your first month of therapy. Because no one should have to go through anything alone. BetterHelp is here with you. For those of you who are wondering where Mongo was gonna live after I made him, it's right here in the garage gym. It just seemed like the best fit space-wise, and he's gonna be my little workout buddy. And also as a little bit of an added benefit, you guys remember that weirdness that happened where the door to the garage gym was open without me having done it, and then the cameras didn't pick it up? Luckily nothing like that has happened again, and we upgraded our security cameras, but maybe there's the added benefit of him scaring an intruder for half of a second. I don't know. But what we're out here doing right now is, because I made this thing out here, I had to leave windows and the door slightly ajar in order to let all the fumes of the spray paint dissipate. And then of course it rained. And then of course the dogs pushed their way into the door, making it wider. And there are a lot of little muddy paw prints here. So I feel like we could just continue with the sense of like a fresh start and give the floor a good once over, a sweeping, a mopping. But I have not utilized the garage gym for about 10 days at this point. Most of that's due to the fumes that I was talking about. Like, obviously, it's probably not a good idea to exert yourself whilst inhaling aerosol paint. But another big part of that was just the whole like actively not choosing things that make me feel better. And unfortunately, or fortunately, working out is one of those things that just puts me in a better mood. But we're gonna cut down on some of the friction of getting back in here by making sure this place is clean and ready to go, because there's a little bit of a hurdle to entry when you just know like there's a bunch of mud all over the floor and you don't want to be rolling around with it. So let's at least sweep and let's mop. God, those dogs really give this the business. Ew. We're back on the road, folks, because I want to get to the library before it closes to get some more books. I have already devoured the new Dungeon Crawler Carl book in like 2 days. I used to think I was a really slow reader, but something happened along the way where now I am a pretty fast reader, I think. So we're going on a little bit of a side quest, and a lot of you last time I asked for book recommendations recommended Brandon Sanderson books. So we're going to try to find a couple of those at the library. My God, it's so cold in here. Okay, so let's run through what I got really quickly. First and foremost, Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I was looking for some of his books. This one is a standalone novel. I could not find the start of any of his other series, like Mistborn, or I forget the name of the other one, but he has another like longer fantasy series, and could not find the beginning novels of those ones. They were already checked out. So this will be good just to get like a taste of his writing to see if I want to even start any of his series or not. And then just on a whim, I picked up 3 more books. This one's called The Absolute, Known Monsters of the 21st Century, and Community Board. I have no idea what any of these are about, but my library puts recommended books on like these little pedestal things, and I just grabbed 3 of them that looked semi-interesting. So we will see. And it's not like I don't have a long-ass TBR, but I forget to consult it when I go to the library. Also, I have decided that like if I like a book, I will purchase a physical copy of it and start building my own library. I don't know, reading has just been like super important for me. I got back into it maybe like a year ago. It's really quite helpful. I mean, like to sit there and physically read a book in the age of short form content, it just like really helps my mental health. Like I cannot participate in shorts. Like I don't really even like making them, to be honest. I digress. That's a rant for another day. But I just want to kind of build up my personal library with like the books that I like just to have, and then like also likely reread. But I definitely do still plan on like frequenting the library and like reading them from the library first and supporting. If I'm being super honest with you, since getting a bunch of new books from the library, all I want to do for the rest of the night is sit here and read. But we can't do that. We still have things to accomplish. And a big one is making dinner. This morning I picked up some ingredients to make this kind of like noodle with peanut sauce recipe. Obviously, because I'm trying to get back into ketosis, it's not real noodles. I'm going to be using cabbage. So let's get started. Alright, taste test. It's good, but I don't know if I like it or not. I keep eating it, but like, I'm gonna go with I like it. I think it's pretty good. It's very different from like all of the other meals that I've cooked so far, which is a good thing. It's good to have variety and all that. Okay, I have made the executive decision to get a quick workout in and just rip the band-aid off of like getting back into the gym. I typically only like working out fasted because, I don't know, after you eat and then you go and try to like exert yourself physically, it's just not ideal for me. But I figure just get in here, do a little thing. It's not gonna be anything crazy. It's not gonna be anything like super strenuous. It might just be like a walk and then like a couple of lifts. Just something to like dip my toe back in the water and get back on the horse. Last item on the agenda for today is a little bit of self-care in the form of a fresh set. I recently discovered press-on nails and it's a game changer for me. A while ago someone asked me what the difference was in this weight loss attempt from previous attempts and why this one was seemingly successful thus far, and it's been like the longest time I've been able to like maintain a weight loss, you know, kind of thing. And I answered at the time that basically it's just like I found my thing, which was keto, like a thing that was easy for me. And that's definitely true, but I think there's also another component to it. I think my ability to bounce back is better. Like falling off the original plan is inevitable. It's just the way it goes. Because the thing about balance is it takes a lot of effort to maintain that balance. It's not just like, oh, everything's in balance and in harmony. No, like everything always wants to go toward chaos all of the time, especially for me. But the falling off bit doesn't matter as much as long as you can recover fast enough to not like, to throw away all the progress that you previously made. So it's the ability to bounce back quickly that's the difference in having actually maintained, because I've fallen off several times in this weight loss attempt, but the recovery's been fast enough in the grand scheme of things to where it doesn't really matter. And also I didn't completely throw in the towel as soon as something went awry, which is a big thing, is like getting over that all or nothing mentality. That was a huge one for me because I have a tendency to want things to be perfect. Is not realistic, especially when it comes to something like changing habits. So just thought that I would put that out there. And it's like kind of the same thing with mental health stuff too. It's not always going to be like this upward trajectory. It's going to look like this, but hopefully instead of like going like this, it's more like a less turbulent waves, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, here is what they look like. I need to cut them shorter though, because I can't live my life like this, but you could cut them and file them just like normal nails. So, okay, here are the nails. They're cut to an appropriate length so I can still do all of the activities, and I love that for me. But other than that, I guess that's it for this one. Today was ultimately a pretty good day. We got back on the grind, and that is all that matters. So I just want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!